You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Look at that. Victory Visor is here because it's Victory Monday because the Dolphins are 2-0 after beating the New England Patriots on Sunday night football. It was close. It was nervy. It shouldn't have been close. It shouldn't have been nervy, but the Dolphins got the job done. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see Charlie in his Victory Visor. Mr. Charlie Touche, how are you?
Already. Gotta love it when I try to talk through the Victory Visor and you can't understand what I'm saying. But listen, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Kadeem, bro, the Miami Dolphins are 2-0 after defeating the New England Patriots 24-17. It was a game that did not have to be a game, Kadeem. And I gotta be honest with you. I remember the last time Tua played the Patriots, because he didn't play the last time the Dolphins played the Patriots. Teddy Bridgewater played and then Scott Thompson came in. So the last time Tua played the Patriots, I believe he only threw like less than 200 yards. I think it was like 180 yards passing or something like that. It was because the game was over in like the first half. And everybody was like, oh, well, he didn't do nothing. And look at his stats. And then I remember us being on the podcast like, yo, you can't get stats if the game is over in the first half. And next thing you know, they started coming back. And all of a sudden it was I don't want to say it was a game. This is still 2022 season. I don't want to say it was a game, but it was still, this game was never a thing. Just like last night, Kadeem, the game was never a thing. We were never in trouble. It was never a game. And, bruh, when I want to say we were just lulled to sleep, like we were just sleepwalking all over the Patriots, and then they crept back in the game. And, I'm not on Twitter, but I had to say, bruh, like, if you keep bad teams around, they're going to make you pay for it. And we almost paid for it last night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking back at the game last year. So it was 27 to the Dolphins. Let me try and get the actual stats of the players. And I bet you're going to be difficult. Right, Tua. 23 for 33, 270 yards and 1 touchdown.
270?
Yeah. 270, yeah.
I don't remember that. Was it last year then? Because I kind of feel like that sounds pretty good, 270.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson.
And that was the game that they scored. We scored like a fumble at the end, and Mac Jones fumbled it, and it was a scoop and score at the end of the game.
No, this is 3 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 3 in the first, 3 in the third, and nothing at the end of the game. That was last year.
The fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter was 0-0.
Yeah, all right. So we're talking about 2021 then, when we smacked the Patriots. And again, we were lulled to sleep, smacked them. I want to say it was towards the end of the season too. It was a home game. We were in Hard Rock Stadium.
We will get to, obviously, this might be it.
Hey, shout out to Jason Keck, by the way. Hey, I don't know if you like you just have the spidey senses and heard us talking about you last episode. But yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But Kadeem was talking about you, bro. I hope y'all boys work it out.
See, this is amazing because I never mentioned Jason's name. I said people because Jason isn't the only one. Like legit on my life, I wasn't talking about Jason, But Charlie instigated your name and made this a thing. It didn't have to be a thing. No, it is a thing though. Sharing the video, liking the video, commenting on the video, subscribing to Go Time Dolphins. Not just that, following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and then if you're generous enough, Patreon as well. All the social medias, we are active more place than others on all of them. We chop up with our fans, from Jason to Hannah Montana to Hammer to anyone. First time listeners, long time listeners. It doesn't matter. I found the game. Dolphins
It was the scoop and score, Jason. But go ahead, Kadeem.
Dolphins 33, Patriots 24. The Dolphins were 9-8. I think that might be the final game of the season. Tua goes 15 for 22 for 109 yards and 1 touchdown.
That was it.
His fun game. Can you name the receivers in that game?
Woo! Lynn Bowden Jr., Devontae Parker, and Mac Hollins.
So I don't know if Lynn Bowden Jr. actually played, but Waddle played, Parker played, Hollins played. But yeah. And then you're looking at the running backs, Duke Johnson, Philip Lindsay.
Duke Johnson, oh my goodness. Philip Lindsay. I forgot we had Philip Lindsay on the Dolphins, bro.
Friend Duke of the Johnson podcast, Miles Gaskin. And then yeah. But anyway, back to yesterday's game. So it was very different to the week 1 victory, but it didn't need to be like that. And I think it's something we said in the aftermath of that game. Rob says Preston Williams. If Preston Williams played, he didn't get any targets or any receptions. It might have been a game where he was around.
No, that might have been his last season with the Dolphins.
It was also the end of the season, so he was injured.
Most likely.
Most likely injured.
He was only around for the first 8 games of every season. But go ahead, Kadeem.
Yeah, like Rob said. But yeah, like we said after the Chargers game, me personally, I don't need to throw for 400 yards every single game, because that means you're in these back and forth games where no one's playing defense and there's no run game. If you can have a bit more of a balanced attack, then for me personally, that's what I would rather see. And Raheem Mostert went off. Raheem Mostert showed that the Dolphins do have a run game, that Tua doesn't need to throw the ball 50 times and throw for 400 yards with 3 touchdowns and all that kind of stuff. And the defense wasn't atrocious. Bradley Chubb made some plays. Obviously, Jalen Phillips didn't play. Tyreek Hill didn't go for 200 yards again. Jalen Waddle had some nice receptions, he had a touchdown. But it was just a balanced game, which I'm not even going to say had the referees done their job. Had the Dolphins just put the Patriots away, it wouldn't have come down to the final drive and, the referee looking to see if Mike Gesicki's one-handed catch and lateral was over, it didn't need to be that. There were so many situations in the game where, in my opinion, better game management, not just from players, but coaches as well. I mean, the Patriots don't get back into that game, and Sunday Night Football isn't this nervous wreck, because like we said, it didn't have to be.
Bruh, it was sloppy, dog. Like, it was so sloppy. Shout out to Raheem Mostert. He did his thing. Shout out to Raheem Mostert. He did his thing for my fantasy team, too. Appreciate it. Listen, we talking about Bradley Chubb. This was the first legit, okay, Bradley Chubb. Now I start to see the catch. You know what I'm saying? You wonder how that is, too, because Jalen Phillips didn't play. He's out with a back injury right now. So you would think Bradley Chubb should get off more with Jalen Phillips on the other side, but Bradley Phillips had a sack, I think, a fumble, 2 sacks, a fumble, I think. All right. It wasn't a fumble on the quarterback. It was a fumble on receiver. You know what I'm saying? So forced fumble, a couple sacks maybe. Bradley Chubb was legit. But someone else who needs to get a ton of credit. And maybe Raheem Mostert is the player of the game. But this dude needs to get a game ball too. Andrew Van Ginkel.
100%.
Bro, Andrew Van Ginkel took less money to stay in Miami, played out of position this game, and had the game of his life. And all of a sudden, you're thinking, hold on. Like, if I was Kadeem Simmons, well, hold on.
I'm not Jamaican. I'm
Well,
not
hold on.
Jamaican. Well, I'm Jamaican, but I don't have a Jamaican accent.
But listen, like, all of a sudden, like, AVG is over here looking revamped, reinvented at basically DN. You know what I'm saying? He's undersized at the position, but we just filled the spot from, and it was on and off too. Bro, shout out to affiliate other podcast, Kevin Durant, because I kind of chopped it up. Well, I didn't chop it up, but I mentioned something on Twitter on one of his posts. I was like, bro, at this rate, we don't need to pay whatever we pay Emmanuel Ogba. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can legit have AVG, and you wonder if that's sustainable. You know what I'm saying? At that size, playing out of position, but it feels good to know that AVG can go off like that any given Sunday.
Yeah, Van Ginkel is someone who, when he departed in the offseason before he came back, people were like, he's an unsung hero of this defense. Like he has the ability, or he's shown over the past few years, that he does come up big in moments. Like there's I wouldn't say the Rams game in Tua's rookie season where he has like, was it a scoop and score or like a forced fumble return for a
No,
touchdown?
I think he blocked the punt.
Oh, punt, yeah. So like
He's punt block.
So, he definitely made plays. And obviously, when you bring in your Teron Armstead, your Bradley Chubbs, your Tyreek Hills, people like Andrew Van Ginkel, unfortunately, kind of get swept aside. The fact that he's back, he probably, keep saying probably, he had the opportunity to earn money elsewhere and was like, you know what, if I'm going to make some money, I'll be playing for a team that, I'm going to get opportunities. And obviously, the Dolphins moved him to like inside linebacker in the offseason, but he had himself a game on the, and as IMAX arrives and says victory Monday, then I missed the victory visor. I'm sure
it's gonna make hey, you missed it, but it's gonna make another appearance before the end of the episode. You already know. What up, fellas?
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So Jason has been saying the Bradley Chubb stats. I've got something which says he had 7 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for losses, 2 QB hits, and 1 forced fumble. And yeah, there's an element of, obviously Jason said my bar is higher than that, but a solid player. I think it's the game which people kind of expect it from Bradley Chubb on a more consistent basis, given the money that's paid to him. But if you're going to show up, then, it could be worse than when your other defensive end is unavailable. Mike McDaniel said on both Jalen Phillips and Teron Armstead that had it been last season that they probably would have played because they both played, or Teron Armstead. Oh, apologies, that's AVG stats. Definitely apologies. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, that essentially Teron Armstead played through similar circumstances last season. And if not Jalen Phillips, other players obviously played hurt last year. But Mike McDaniel said he didn't want to play them yesterday and have any setbacks. So it's likely we'll see both, if not one, against the Broncos at the home opener on Sunday. But no, there were some guys who, again, Raheem Mostert had himself a game, but Savant Ahmed, once again, showing that he's not going to go quietly. Anyone who thinks that, a Jonathan Taylor or a Saquon Barkley are going to just waltz into this offense and one of those guys are going to be, going. Savant Ahmed is showing that he wants to be in Miami, or at the very least deserve touches. And I thought he once again had a nice game when the ball did, get put in his hands.
Savant Ahmed is not just a body. And nor was Myles Gaskin, although both of them get a bad rep. Listen, the running back room is healthy. We're going to be fine. But moving forward into next year and the year after that, yeah, you might want to have some to something sustainable at running back. But right now we're good. We're gonna make our little championship run this year, and we're gonna have bodies. It's gonna be a long season. People are gonna get banged up, but we're gonna have plenty of rotation in a lot of positions too. How about the O line still look legit? Tua took his first sack of the season. It's the first time an opponent has gotten to him. It's only week 2, but still, first sack. And listen, bro, there was a lot of things that I would like to see different moving forward for this offense. And we're at a point now. Shout out to Sherrod Steve. We were talking about Easy Money. I guess he heard Easy Money say, bro, you real confident in this victory this week. I'm like, yo, like it's time to acknowledge that the Miami Dolphins are one of the best teams in the NFL. We should not be struggling against the Patriots. And we didn't struggle against the Patriots. We just didn't put them away like I wanted us to put them away. If I'm being honest with you, Kadeem, I ain't even gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest with you. But listen, so we were supposed to put these boys away. And I thought there were some things that needed to be cleaned up. For one, their snap issues. And we're gonna address this real quick. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. It needs to be cleaned up ASAP. Now, I will say this. It's the second week of the season. And although we've had snap issues for a couple years now, it's the second week of the season. Connor Williams held out. I get it. So you don't have the repetitions between Tua and Connor Williams. I also get that things are going to happen. But here's what needs to be addressed. Against the Chargers, I thought a few of those snaps were on Connor Williams. But then with a closer investigative eye, the one on the 2-yard line may have been on Tua. I'm not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that one in LA was on Tua or not. I'm like, it needs to be fixed. It's just bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kadeem, your mom ever told you just not to hang around the wrong crowd?
100%. 100%.
That's what Tua is doing with Connor Williams right now. Like, yo, Connor Williams got the snap issues, but all of a sudden, yo, Tua, it could be you too. We don't know now. You know what I'm saying? So last night comes up, and we got snap issues again. But again, the second snap issue looked like Tua kind of pulled out a little too early. And I'm like, and I don't know. I didn't take a long investigation yet. You know what I'm saying? It was still last night. You know, the boy wake up at 5:30 in the morning for work nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure who the culprit is. However, Tua took the blame for it in the post game conference, and he said, "You know, that was on me, and we have to be better. I was trying to do some things different." Not sure, because there is evidence out there of Tua taking blame before and then being exonerated like months later. Like, oh, you just being a good leader. Look at Tua falling on the sword. So we don't know yet. But I will tell you this, Kadeem. Not only were there 2 fumble snaps, the victory formation snap was fumbled too, bro.
How do you fumble that as well? It's mental.
Bro, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't like it. I don't care who's in. Hey, look, Tua's on the scene, bro. He's a suspect. You know what I'm saying? Connor Williams is a suspect, and Tua, they're the 2 suspects. We don't know who did it, but they got to share time together. They're both getting sentenced. Like, because they got to clean it up now, bro.
I think McDaniel addressed something in his press conference today, but I haven't seen it yet. Just to run through some of the comments, we're not ignoring you. We're kind of obviously putting them up as you're writing them, but some of these comments are just brilliant. Rob says Williams couldn't snap a Pringle at the moment, and Jason says Connor couldn't snap his fingers. Rob makes a good point that after the snap, Williams is quality, but it's that initial snap and that needs to be fixed. Not going to get into the allegations and the incidents, but IMAX says X needs to be cleaned up. X needs to focus on football. If you haven't seen it, Twitter, Xavier Howard, you will get all the answers.
There's a lot of alleged stuff out there when it comes to players that we don't necessarily address because it's alleged and it's kind of personal things. So this is not like the gossip podcast, but there's been tons of things that we've always heard that we just never addressed on the podcast. But yeah, man, X is a continue.
Rob says, I feel like we lack a power back on a short and goal scenarios. That's something the Dolphins have been trying to address for quite a while, in my opinion. You mentioned that obviously the Dolphins should have put the game to bed. They won by 7 points and missed 2 field goals. And I take it you probably wouldn't have seen this yet, although I did send it to you earlier. Did you happen to catch Pat McAfee talking about the blocked field goal?
I didn't. Listen, my occupation is a little bit different nowadays, game. So, like, the boy rushes to work and from work to do a podcast nowadays. So I ain't seen nothing.
So shout out to 5 Yard Lee, who may have spotted a Tua Tagovailoa tail when he's passing when they're rushing the ball. We won't divulge what it is, but
No, we can, but because I disagree. But go ahead.
We'll wait until Lee come back on the show and he can explain
cool,
it.
Cool.
But Pat McAfee says that Jake Bailey, the one who was
the
placing the ball,
the punter,
yeah,
the
he was the placeholder, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he's got a tell, and his tell is that before the Dolphins snap the ball, he takes a deep breath, and he goes, "If you watch it back, that blocks punt." As he takes a deep breath, snap the ball, and then the guy who blocks it obviously gets there. And he said that he believes that obviously Jake Bailey, a former New England Patriot, that Bill Belichick spotted this tell, and that's why in that situation it worked. And he said it might have been, actually I think it was a Patriots game where they blocked one of Adam Vinatieri's kicks. And he goes again. How they knew what this tell was that Pat McAfee had, no idea, but they spotted it and you had to address it ASAP. So he kind of talks about if Jake Bailey's tell is this deep breath and a few players have it, he might want to fix it because if teams catch on to that, it's going to be a problem. But the fact that the Dolphins won by 7, missed 2 field goals, 1 blocked, and 1 55-yarder that Jason Sanders put wide left, kind of shows that this game shouldn't be close. What did you make of the Matt McDaniel's decision to take the 55-yard field goal?
Nah, bro. Well, I got to talk about this block punt. You're not gonna talk about the block punt and not give me a chance to talk about it. Listen, usually placeholders, you know what I'm saying? They get on the knee, they look at the line. I'm okay. I'm looking at the center. I look back at the kicker. I'm waiting on the kicker. I look at the kicker to do everything he's doing, shrug his shoulders, do a little hop step, brush his chest off, you know what I'm saying? Cool. And then I look, and then you usually see a placeholder do something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like open up his hands. So I don't know about if he does have a tell or not, but I have to say this. That is one of the best football players I've ever seen in my life.
Brilliant.
Right. I think so far of what I heard, because I stayed up a little bit just listening to comments and reporters and coaches, and I don't think anyone has ever seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen that block field goal, I'm like, you can't do nothing about that, bro. Like, it's almost like playing fantasy football. Your quarterback goes off for 30, your running back goes off for 30, two receivers go off for 25 plus. You just have the game of your life in fantasy, and then Alvin Kamara beats you with 6 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't there's nothing I could have did about that. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to the Patriots, and I don't want to give Belichick credit because, yeah, he's the head coach, but we don't know that Belichick designed that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to whoever came up with that. That, I don't want to say it'll change football forever, but I love the fact how people can be creative, and the game is 100 years old and people are still coming up with new ways to do things. But to your question about, do I think we should have kicked the 55, 56-yard field goal, something like that? No, I thought we should have went for it, actually. I thought we should have went for it. Chevrolet Steve asked me at the same time, hey, what do you think? What do you think we should do? I said, I think we should go for it. But we went for it. We kicked it. I still thought I'm still in on Jason Sanders. I will say that. I think the block field goal messed with his psyche. And then the next field goal, dude was running out of line and he's just all out of whack. Like, yo, this is wild. Now I need people running at me in practice now. You know what I'm saying? So I can get ready for something like that. So I thought we should have went for it. I'm still in on Jason Sanders, by the way.
Yeah, I think so. If I remember correctly, the missed field goal is when there's snap issues on like 3rd and 1, and then they dive in the ball. It's like 4th and 4, 4th and 5, whatever it is, and those extra yards could have made a difference. I would like to know what punt it, pin them deep, and kind of go from there. But obviously, if you, yeah, as Rob said, McDaniel said he was going for it until we've got pushed back a little bit further, and that makes sense. Before we delve any deeper into the game, all that kind of stuff, Charlie, I believe we have some news for the listeners.
Yeah, man. We hit again. Easy money, we hit. Uh, but easy money is going to be a little bit different moving forward because we got some new friends. And Aaron Rodgers' season is officially over, but yours has just begun at MyBookie. NFL, college ball, and a brand new cash out system gives you options to bet and win all season long. First two legs of your parlay didn't hit, or did they hit? Cash out early. Place another bet. Let it ride or give it a chance to hit a bigger parlay. That's how we do it with easy money. This is easy money. You already. Join us at MyBookie for an entire season filled with daily odds, boost, single game parlays, and a huge prize pool contest. Right now, MyBookie has no strings attached, cash bonus that lets you deposit and withdraw quick. Use promo code GOTIME on your first deposit of $50 or more, and you can receive up to $200 in cash instantly credited to your MyBookie account. That's promo code GOTIME to claim your own cash bonus now. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. Easy
With
money.
MyBookie, you can see it on the banner. Enter promo code GOTIME at mybookie.ag. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, all that kind of stuff, mybookie.ag will be in the comments. So yeah,
Right. So easy money, we cashed out again. We said take the Tua Tagovailoa. No, we said take the Miami Dolphins money line. What happened? Cashed out on. Hey, listen. Now with MyBookie, bro, we all the way live. These are live rounds, Kadeem. Live rounds.
100%, 100%. So yeah, as Charlie just said, if you are gonna, and you are, obviously, as Charlie says, gamble responsibly, bet in moderation, all the good stuff is so important. But if you are gonna, if you are gonna listen to Charlie on Easy Money, be it the Easy Money Bet of the Week on the Easy Money Patreon page, do it through MyBookie. Great
Oh, it's
guys,
MyBookie
great
from now
people,
on now.
100%. And again, obviously, you haven't got to that Easy Money and stuff like that, but they have the Dolphins at plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl.
It was,
Plus,
it was like plus 2,500 before the season started.
so yeah, listen, jump on that wave now. But we have Jason Keck. He says he pulled it to the left. So Jason Sanders pulled it to the left on the attempted field goal because of the block punt. And then Rob
Block field
says,
goal.
block field goal, apologies. And then Rob says, not Dolphins related, but Lewis Ariz, I can never pronounce this guy's name, I just got a 200 hit on the season. Mine had a good weekend as well. Yeah, Miami football, Miami baseball, all the good stuff, doing well. Basketball coming back soon.
I got
Injuries.
something for you, Kadeem. Yeah, we were just about to go there. So late in the game, Jalen Waddle takes a hit. And at first glance, it didn't look bad at all. It was like, I actually thought they were giving us a penalty. Oh, this is a gimme. They gave us this one. But when you watch the replay, the can't remember who it was, but the safety for the Patriots hits Jalen Waddle in the back of the head, like helmet to helmet. It was just a ugly act that they're trying to remove from the game. Like no more of these big hits, especially helmet to helmet, especially in the back of the head. Jalen Waddle goes down. He looks like he's hurt. He's in pain. So it looked. And turns out he walked to the locker room without his helmet. I don't know if he's in concussion protocol. Do we know that, Kadeem? Does he have a
He is.
concussion?
Mike McDaniel confirmed today that he's in concussion protocol, but he's progressing. So it's one of those things with concussions, especially with Dolphins players. He might be available for the Broncos. He might be unavailable for the next 2-3 weeks. We just don't know. So yeah, good news. He's on the mend, and obviously we wish him a full and healthy recovery. Don't come back until it's fully ready. Concussions aren't anything to play with. Like it's not worth him missing, not just the season, but for a long time down the career because he's trying to rush back. Like,
Bro, we said this 100 times on this podcast. The only podcast that I know that has CTE awareness once a year on the podcast, right? So Anthony Richardson also has a concussion because his head hit the turf square on the back of the head. Now, unfortunately for Miami fans, we're familiar with players and just the act of someone's head, back of the head, hitting the turf. And I said this over and over and over again. That hitting someone in the back of the head is illegal in mixed martial arts. You can't do it in the UFC. You can't do it in boxing. It's outlaw in combat sports. You cannot hit someone in the back of the head. So it's not normal to see people hit their back of their head on a normal basis, on a regular basis. So when, our quarterback had the issue with it last year and everyone asked, are you not concerned about injury concerns? I'm like, bro, it's not normal for someone to fall like that, right? So I do believe that it'll get addressed. And so far it has. My dog is a jiu-jitsu practitioner like I am. So unfortunately, Anthony Richardson had self-reported, balled out in the first 2 quarters of his game, took a hit, landed on the back of his head, and came out for one more series, and then told someone on the staff, the coach staff, like, hey, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Anthony Richardson for having the courage to do that in modern times, right? So listen, we wish everybody the best. We don't want to see anybody with concussions, especially like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's football, so you're gonna get hurt. But we don't want, if we can remove concussions from the game, we hope we can. So yeah, that play was ridiculous. Waddle got hit in the back of the head, and even Kenny Pickett back in the news now with another hit, with a hit that was egregious, that his head bounced off the ground as well. So you don't want to see it. And people are already loud about it. Oh, well, no one's talking about it, but everybody's talking about Tua. Like it doesn't have to be. We don't have to compare. You know what I'm saying? But I feel y'all boys, but it's not cool. So yeah, man. Yeah, I think we can handle Denver though.
Yeah,
we'll be able to handle these boys.
shout out to his cousin. What's up, Finn family?
Hey,
listen,
what up?
If you can shout QB1 the message, say yo, the guys at GCD, massive fans, huge fans, love him, all that kind of stuff.
What up?
Yeah, I think like overall the game, the Dolphins made a real statement in week 1 against the Chargers and had another opportunity to do it against the Patriots. Now, listen, Tua is undefeated against the Patriots, 5-0. I think he's like the first player to go to win 5 games back to back against Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, like it's ridiculous, and especially it seems that Bill Belichick really tried everything he could do to kind of like get Tua off platform, all the good stuff, and Tua was like, I've got this. The interception wasn't ideal, but at the same time, it didn't really derail the game, and it looks like the Patriots are 0-2. As Lee Connolly says, 2 wins gained in such different fashion. The Dolphins show that they can beat you on the ground, in the air, because Tyreek Hill had 50 yards?
I know he had 15 fantasy football points. I know that much.
I'll double check very quickly. I'm pretty sure Tyreek who had 50
Yeah,
yards.
I mean, when you play with three safeties, you know what I'm saying? You gotta eat it up underneath. You gotta run the ball. And someone on Twitter, oh, 88 of Tua's 111 passing yards are yards after catch. Now it's funny how you can point that out a year and a half, 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like now that we understand that Tua's not a yards after catch quarterback. You know what I'm saying? People just try. They try. You know what I'm saying? They really try to come after our quarterback. I cannot wait till we just keep balling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just noise now.
Oh, 100%. And especially when people say, he can only throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So in this game, Waddle has 4 receptions for 86 yards. Hill has 5 for 40 yards. River Craycraft 400 has 2 for 34. Savon Ahmed has 3 for 28. Braxton Barrios has 2 for 28. Durham Smythe has 3 for 23. Still going, by the way. Raheem Mostert has 1 for 6. And A10 has 1 for 4. It's not just Hill and Waddle. There's a whole bunch of players getting the ball in different situations, making sure that the Patriots defense, can't just fixate on Hill and Waddle. And if they want to play free safeties, then go ahead. We'll just run the ball as Raheem Mostert did.
I thought Eric Ezukanma had a couple targets. Did you notice that we are manufacturing a touchdown for Eric Ezukanma?
I think I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, it'll be interesting to see if Waddle can't play against the Broncos and whether Robbie Chosen gets elevated from the practice squad, or whether it's just like, hey, easy E, like step up. Like,
That really would be interesting to see what route we go, because I can see Robbie Chosen in the Waddle role more than I can see Eric Ezukanma in that role.
100%. As Rob asked, why would you bomb it deep when in that first half we were averaging 6.9 yards per play? And I think it's definitely one of those situations where even when the Dolphins have run the ball well under Mike McDaniel, he has had a tendency to kind of just start passing the ball, but it didn't happen yesterday.
Speaking of tendencies, Tua has a tendency to throw up this impossible ball, bro, that comes down and should get intercepted every time it goes up. And yesterday it did get intercepted. And week 1, it got intercepted as well. So this is the second week with an interception off this silly pass, bro. It's like a underthrown jump ball. Like, bro, I don't know what you got going on, but we can't have this. This cannot become a tendency. You know what I'm saying? This can't be something that we starting to do now. You know what I'm saying? So it's still not, I'm gonna be clear, it's still not Josh Allen and Herbert, and Herbert leads the league in pick sixes since he came here, and Josh Allen has 84 turnovers in 3 seasons. It's not that, but it is foolish. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, vibe, chill. You know what I'm saying?
So I had this conversation with Tom Valentine of PFF earlier, and again, I'm not gonna make his argument for him. He can come on a podcast and make his point and stuff like that.
Hey,
But
it's about time for him to come on the podcast and make an argument, because I got a quarterback list that needs to be talked about.
But essentially, what he was saying and others were saying as well, it just comes down to arm talent, and it's that lack of arm talent which people believe separates Tua from truly being elite. I have a tweet so basically Tom sent me.
This is he's still going on about Tom.
So someone called Eric Eager on Twitter tweeted that
Another easy E.
Yeah. Tua executes his offense incredibly well, but for the people who will not achieve life fulfillment until he talks about as an elite quarterback, it's that interception. And then me and Tom are talking about it, all that kind of stuff. And it's essentially because, like you said, Tua in back-to-back weeks has thrown this kind of weak, deep ball which has every right to be intercepted. And it's kind of like, but it's also genuinely, in my opinion, quarterbacks underthrow all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's the only one that does it, but it's also like that too. Like it's because again, it's getting picked off. So it's like let's really work on it. As you about to say.
Here's the thing though, he's gotten picked off now. He's been doing it. He doesn't do it a lot, but I've seen it more than I would like to see it before. He just got away with it before. It wasn't getting picked off before. Now he's got picked off twice with it. And this is not to say, oh, he doesn't have arm talent. Like, I'm not going there. I'm just saying he has to protect the ball better. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a beat ball passer or his arm isn't as good as somebody else's arm or nothing like that. I'm saying, yo, you got to take care of the ball better. I would like to remove all the foolishness if I could. You know what I'm saying? And that's asking for a lot because, there's always going to be something that no one's going to be perfect. And if my quarterback happens to throw up a jump ball, a 30-yard jump ball for whatever reason, I don't like it. But we got to be better because, again, I don't tweet, but I said this. You keep teams in long enough in a game that they should have been put away and it's going to come back to bite you one day. And, yeah, you want to win that turnover battle. But, nah, man. And look, we just traveled to LA and we traveled to both ends of the country, literally, all the way west and all the way northeast. You know what I'm saying? It's okay that we look the way we did yesterday because, there's a lot of traveling. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, winners win. You're not first, you're last. Who said that, Kadeem? You better get this right, bro.
Oh, no.
If you're not first, you're last, Kadeem.
That's one of those things where I've heard it so many times. I don't know the origin of who said it. Who said it?
Ricky Bobby, man. If you ain't first, you last.
There was no way that Ricky Bobby was the first person to ever say that.
That's the only person that's the only person that matters who said it, Kadeem. If you're not first, you're last. Hey. No, go ahead.
I'm going to say a few more comments. So Rob says, and we kind of talked about this earlier, Tua's now 5-0 against Pats. I think he's also now either 8-1 or 9-1 against coaches who had already had a Super Bowl win. Chris Barella says, I think they showed that they were adaptable to the situation. Also, 2 games in a row, the defense closed the game up when they had to. Excellent point. Really great point. Lee says, 3 safeties. We wanted the ball. Jason Keck says, like everyone, I'm happy they had a RG. Now just had to keep that balance going. 1 game. Rob then says, why would he bomb it deep when we had one already? Lee Connolly says Alec Ingold and Durham Smythe are vital in that 1 game. Again, Alec Ingold didn't get close to the touchdown, but we will address that later in the week.
I think Smythe played every snap last week too, and then he came and he whiffed on that Ezekama reverse. But Smythe is legit. Shout out to Smythe. We're gonna start taking this Smythe anytime touchdown too pretty soon.
Rob says so talking about Tua in that interception. Rob says arm punt. Jason Keck adds interceptions are going to happen, and then says everyone throws interception. Jason says if you're looking for perfection, you're going to be let down every time. And then long time no speak. Batman 2423 of the Finzaholic show hosted by Batman. What's up, my guys? Long time no see. Fins up.
What up, Batman? Nah, but hey, Jason, I'm just saying, I don't mind a pick. I don't mind an interception. It's the type of interception. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be reduced. If we can reduce it, let's reduce it. If someone beats you, someone beats you. Let's not beat ourselves. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. There was a pick 6, a potential pick 6 that Dak Prescott should have thrown against the Jets. That is one of those ones where, hey, Sauce Gardner made a great play, is what it is. That the 2 interceptions that Tua has thrown so far aren't great plays by the DB. That's Tua not given his quarterback, so his wide receiver, the ability to go make a play. Especially that first one, he thrown out to Braxton Berrios.
Yeah.
That's not his skill. And the Tyreek Hill one,
I think I'm taller than Braxton Berrios. I'm only 5'9" 3/4. I tell people I'm 5'10" though.
keep doing that. And then the Tyreek Hill one, dude, just if you're gonna throw to Tyreek Hill, overthrow him because he'll probably get it.
That's it.
But hopefully, again, week 2 it gets cleaned up. Rob says at least it wasn't a pick 6 off a screen pass like Justin Fields. That the funny thing about So I'm gonna say the funny thing about that green pass pick six is that they ran the same player in the same size 2 plays in a row. They ran the screen to the right. It got called back for I think holding, so they ran it again, and they were like, "We're not stupid." Like,
I ain't gonna lie,
come on.
Justin Fields in trouble, bro. Like it's time, bro. Like, hey, bro, I'm as fair as they come. I gave Zach Wilson another chance. You know what I'm saying? Looks like he doesn't need it. You know what I'm saying? But Justin Fields, you on the clock, bro. Matter of fact, Justin Herbert on the clock too, 0-2. You know what I'm saying? Almost blew my ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you own you own
Almost-
two, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on, Joe Burrow? Why you don't start playing football till the fourth quarter? You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, all I'm saying is I'm happy with the quarterback we have, man. And I'm also happy with the right guard we have because we might have to pay this dude because he's probably going to go to the Pro Bowl this year. Rob, friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, putting on the clinic, hitting 2 blocks to spring the Raheem Mostert touchdown. The 43-yard run that Raheem Mostert had for 6.
untouched. No one touched him the
Bruh,
entire way.
It's untouched because friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, knocked out 2 people. That's crazy, bro. Like, not just hit one person into another. He hit one block, came back and blocked another person, all in seconds. Like, yo, I don't know where we're gonna get this money to pay people, but I like it, bro. You got something else before we go to the bonus time?
We're talking about 2 people hitting each other, and it's part of what Jason Keck says. So Jason said that throw, and my finger. Jason said that Barrett's throw was beautiful, and it genuinely was. But what's amazing about it is that as Tua throws it to his right and takes a step back, 2 Patriots defenders kind of just run into each other. So shout out Tua, shout out the Dolphins. 24-17 victory over the Patriots, 2-0 in the season, about to welcome Denver to the Hard Rock Stadium. Could be going 0-3, and the way this division's shaping up, it's going to be amazing. But Charlie, over to you.
That was a pass. Like, I had to take the victory vibes off to say that. Like, that pass was something else. But y'all know what time it is. Shout out to our new friends at MyBookie. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Alrighty.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Bruh.
Hey,
Jason Keck hit on with the old saying, you can't make an egg without breaking, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, as long as he doesn't make it a habit of it. Bro, listen, that's a legit saying. You know how to make an omelet, Kadeem?
I do, yes.
Yeah,
I just never made them.
that's a legit saying. Listen, bro, you know how Tua throws a pick and it comes back and scores the next drive all the time? He didn't throw the touchdown, but he had the handoff. So it's like Tua still legit after. Bro, I wanted to say so bad. Oh, we're gonna score it on this drive because Tua threw a pick.
It's a given. Let's just score the touchdown about throwing a pick. I had a question for you last week, which I didn't ask. I'm going to wait until this week. But the team won, but I still think it should be a question. Durham Smythe, playing great. There's no two ways about it. You can't not, be like, hey, he deserves his dues. Excellent tight ends. The Atlanta Falcons aren't using Kyle Pitts. He's just non-existent in Atlanta. Like, you wouldn't even think that he's even on the team. The amount that they don't use him. We are 6 weeks away from the trade deadline. Would you call the Falcons and be like, hey, what are you saying with Kyle Pitts? Now, obviously, he's in his second year with the Falcons. They are 1-1, so it's not like they're blowing anything up, but all that kind of good stuff. But would you entertain bringing in Kyle Pitts, tight end?
The first question you asked was, would I call the Falcons about Kyle Pitts? I would not call them. about Kyle Pitts because we just had Kyle Pitts and Mike Gesicki, and he didn't fit the offense. We didn't use him properly. We couldn't find a way to use him properly. We have, in Mike Gesicki words, world class receivers. You know what I'm saying? That he understood that he was going to play not even third fiddle in the offense. By the way, I thought it was extremely poetic for Mike Gesicki to get the first play of the game, and then on like 3rd and 1 was the key block that sprung a first down for the Patriots. I thought that was poetic. So shout out to our dog Mike Gesicki, and then Parker got the second pass of the game. Go figure. But no, I would not call about Kyle Pitts. But if they call me, I'm listening. Let's see, listen, Kadeem. Let me give you some personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't really share too much personal stuff. I'll give you some personal. I treat my life like I would treat an NFL draft. You know what I'm saying? Like you should get things when you don't need things. You know what I'm saying? So for example, I had like 6 things of laundry detergent, like full big old laundry detergent because they were buy one get one free. You know what I'm saying? So I had bought 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I bought 2 and I got 2 free. So I had 4 of them. And some time went by, and then another buy one get one free popped up. I'm like, I'm kind of good. Yeah, I'll just buy another one and get another one for free. So I haven't had to buy laundry detergent like probably once this year. Only bought it once, like outside of those. You know what I'm saying? Same things with some other things that I don't have to get all personal with, but I don't buy things when I need them. I buy them when no, I like what's going on here. They're on sale. You know what I'm saying? Like they're on clearance. You feel me? There's a fire sale going on, and I'm gonna benefit from this. If the Falcons want to have a fire sale, which it wouldn't be a fire sale, they just don't know how to use their pieces. They got Drake London over there too. He doesn't get usage. You know what I'm saying? They have Tyler Algier over there just playing behind Bijan when they could have just allocated a whole other pick to help them with their team and start Algier. But to each his own, I'm not going to tell them how to build their team. So, I wouldn't call about picks, but it would be intriguing to, if you just going to hand somebody over on a rookie contract, then I got to listen. But I don't think he gets extended in Miami. But he's still a weapon to use. And the only reason I would entertain it is because he's a weapon. We don't have to pay him. Cool. But he's not going to get extended. He's not going to get millions of dollars in Miami. He probably doesn't even run block. You know what I'm saying? So, but moving forward, just like Chris Greer said, you got to think about the future of the team and who are we paying, who we not paying and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Jason Keck asked, can Pitts block? And then Rob's asked, why isn't Pitts just a regular wide receiver? And it's one of those things where that probably would be the downside to bringing in Kyle Pitts. But he's a rookie tight end. The Dolphins drafted one, released him, and then he's now playing elsewhere. So it's like, well done, guys. That's brilliant. And it's anything can happen in the NFL. My other question, which was, the Giants remembered that to win an NFL game, you have to score points. So scored the first points of the season yesterday on Sunday and won their first game. But during the game, Saquon Barkley hurt his ankle, which is quite like Saquon Barkley. And it looks like he's out for the next 2 to 3 weeks, meaning he's probably going to miss the game against the Dolphins. Say he doesn't play the next 3 games and you're approaching the trade deadline. Do you once again try and bring Saquon Barkley to Miami? Bearing in mind, he's probably coming off a 3-week ankle.
And he has to get paid next year. So I would say, I still reach out again. But it's really on the Giants. What do the Giants look like in 3 weeks from now? Like, what's their record? Are they gonna be 0-3 without him, 1-3 with him, 1-2 without him, 2-1, 3-0? It depends on what they look like. I know this. I think they've had 65 snaps and he played 60 of them. I don't think they're willing to let that boy walk out the building. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what their record is, regardless of if they have to have a whole nother bad contract conversation in the offseason. Like, it's funny how you want to use this dude 60 out of the 65 plays that you had, but you don't want to pay him. Not even like a little bit. That's crazy how that works. So no, running backs are not undervalued. They're just underpaid because obviously, clearly, people value this position. They just don't want to pay them. So yes, I would still reach out. I still think there's a conversation for there's a ton of free agent running backs and shit. Kamara, Barkley, Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of running backs that's going to be available and unhappy next year. So just depends on what the Giants look like. But yeah, that's a phone call I'll make. I wouldn't wait for that phone call to find me.
Yeah, Barkley. It's those injuries, man. Like those injuries, it's kind of the same one. If you get the opportunity to bring Saquon Barkley, you do it. But it's always about trade compensation, and like you said, what the Giants are looking at that kind of when those talks get underway, I guess. A few more questions before we leave, or a few more comments. And I can ask that question. So Jason Keck says, if they had just drafted my guy, this wouldn't have even have been an issue. But they drafted Cam, obviously Cam Smith. That's for the next episode. I don't know where Cam Smith is right now, but
why is Eli Apple getting these? You know what? I could kind of answer that question now. Or do you want to wait till the next episode?
Next episode, because we could be here for a good. We'll be there for a while.
We're gonna answer that.
Yeah. So Jason said, good player, but Titan was and is a bigger need. Jason says, and unlike Sam Laporta, is actually playing and making difference in games. So Rob asks, who did you want, Jason? And then he says, Laporta, yeah, I'd have liked him. If we didn't draft him in one of our mock drafts, we drafted enough tight ends to build a Titan school.
We didn't draft Laporta in our mock. I thought we did. When we doubled it, who did we take? I don't know. I know we took 2 tight ends.
As I say, yeah, we took so many tight ends. That
we took 2 tight ends. We doubled it.
And
then Green Bay did what we did.
Mad. Hey, Green Bay, Jordan Love. It looks like a thing at the moment.
I like it, bro. I'm happy for dude.
Same. IMAX said nope. He's playing an ankle every year. Talking about Saquon Barkley. Says I have Saquon on a season long, but then says nope. He's playing an ankle every year. Maybe he wouldn't extend him, but you have him a season long. And then IMAX says we're still claiming Gesicki after that slick doo-doo he was talking after last time we played the Bills. I claim Mike. I like Mike. It was unfortunate that his time in Miami ended the way it did, but he was a character. Not everyone liked him because he blocked people on social media, but that option available. Same. The option, like if you're going to talk bad about Mike Gesicki, he can block you. Like, is what it is. Kind of just hold that and deal with it. So, but no, yeah. Let us know in the comments if you are looking at a Kyle Pitts, a Saquon Barkley, still Jonathan Taylor, obviously, and yeah, like the video, share the video, subscribe to Go Time Dolphins, join our Patreon if you're feeling generous. Patreon.com/Go Time Dolphins. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Head over to my bookie, promo code GoTime. We'll deal with that obviously in easy money, all that kind of stuff. As Jason says, I liked Mike too. Rob, add Big Mike was a victim of a scheme change, unfortunately. And Charlie, over to you.
We out.
We are out. Victory Monday. Oh, before we go, Victory Visor. It's Victory Monday. How's it end on Victory Visor?
I know it was in the end beginning with the visor, but we back. Let's get it.
Heyo.